Hi everyone. Today's April 30th, and I'm putting this video together to show the current status of where we are with trying to get the field dried out. So we had started on April 16th to remove the obstructions in the stream that runs along the side of our field here. And this video that you're seeing right now, this was taken on April 16th, right after we were through with that. So it took a long time, for the water to drain off. I have some more footage later on from a week later, and it shows some progress. But what I want to show in these videos is that there's a lot of things that you can see from the sky that you can't see so well in the ground. And I got this really high quality camera here, so I want to take advantage of it and use this opportunity to kind of share with you, share with everyone some imagery of what's going on with the field. So there's two things I want to point out right here. One is that way in the back of this image here, you can see where there's a big pool of water, and it comes very close to the back north corner of the field. And I wasn't aware of how close that was, but you can see it a lot clearer from overhead. The other thing is this Y-shaped channel, like right in the middle of the screen. That's pretty deep, and I think we'll see that again later. But I wanted to point that out now while we can see it, so that we can talk about it a little bit more later on. What I want to point out right here is where the old ditch was. So I'm going to draw a line. You can see it right there. This line will disappear in a second so you can see it again. But the ditch goes from there all the way up to the northern end of the fabric part of the runway. The problem in this particular video clip here is, you can see it very distinctly, at the very southern end here, and then it kind of gets lost in the swampy area. We might be able to see it again later in the after video. In fact, I don't think there's much else to, point out in this before video here. But, if there is something to see, I guess I can bring it back. So let's just go straight to the recording that I made on April 23rd, a week later. So I think the first thing I should probably mention is that, I'd spent the week in between practicing flying on the simulator, and I got a lot faster at flying. So, it's a little bit more exciting here, especially when we get this really close-up view of the geese that are populating the north end of our runway. But, you have a look around, you can see that there's a lot less water. This is after 1 week. The ditch is right there, and it's mostly all dried out. There's still standing water in the ditch, and I need to also emphasize that I've gone out today. So this was on April 23rd. I've gone out today, April 30th, 1 week after this footage was taken, and there's really no change in the amount of water that's all over the field. It looks today just like it does in this video, which was taken a week ago. But you can see that Y-shaped channel is still there, and there's still a whole lot of water up in the in the swamp there above the field. So I think the only thing that I have left to talk about is some discussion about where people have been talking about digging ditches. So I'll just go with a still frame from here on for those of you who might be getting kind of motion sick. But so there, everyone wants to dig a ditch along where the old ditch was, out in the field that I had drawn on earlier. And we all kind of agree that it needs to extend, up to about the end of the fabric runway, so right up here. Then there's also a lot of talk about digging another ditch across the runway where all this water is now and connecting it to the ditch that runs along where the old railroad, where the rail lines used to run. There's also talk about running the ditch, continuing the ditch northward, and then kind of trying to make around the north end of the runway. And I think in all of these thoughts about where to dig ditches, the one thing that everyone's really uncertain about is, the exact lay of the land. We're not sure, it's a very low point right here where there's still standing water. and that's why there's still standing water. So we need to take some measurements to figure out when we do dig ditches, where are we going to get the kinds of grades that we need to actually get some drainage going on. So I think right now, in my opinion, it's a little bit too early to talk about where the ditches should go until we get some actual measurements about elevations, and we can make some judgments about grades and so on. So I think I'm just going to end the video right here. I've slowed down, the final minute or so of the footage to something more bearable. I'll take some more video. I didn't have a whole lot of the after because the battery died in the camera. So I'll take some more video tomorrow. And, I'm always talking to folks at the field. So I think there may be some more things, to sort of point out from this aerial view. And when I do, I'll come back and post some more.